gone in 22 minutes. You know, you are the first leader of majority under a new constitution. You hold the office for close to 8 years. I have never lost a bill in my entire 8 years. I am sure I don't want to blow my trumpet. I am sure the people of Kenya and the staff of parliament and the members of parliament will judge my performance. Then all of a sudden, because of political expediency, because of betrayal, because of politics of backstabbing, you know, I think it's here. Before that, I had a 45-minute candid talk with Uhuru Kenyatta, the first PG.
Yeah.
You know, President convincing me that William Ruto is a bad guy. We must deal with him. You must join me. The first time I had the, the word spirit loyalty. President telling me, you know, the problem with you, my inner core, the deep state, that's a deep state, yeah. Matiang'i, Kibicho,
yes.
Nancy Gitau, his brother,
yes.
Mhoho, a good friend of mine by that time, and many others were saying, they told him, you have cleaned the Senate of the Murkomens and the Kindikis, so the swamp was cleaned. Now the swamp in National Assembly was to be cleaned. The Chungwas and the Mbarire, you know, very respectable leaders, Mbarire and Washiali. And they told him, you know, you are a friend to Duale. But you are doing all this, you're wasting your time. The snake of William Ruto is in the house. So the president called me. Yeah. And the people are waiting in the PG, in the tent. Talks about how William Ruto, it's the first time, you know, because over the years I was asking me, what is the problem with William Ruto? He says, no, everything is okay. That day he opened his heart. He said, this guy is bad. So you are not going to have a spirit loyalty. You must join me. And these are the things, blah, 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 blah.
What did you tell him?
No. I mean, after he finished, I told him, have you finished? He said, yes. I told him, you know what, I joined this coalition through William Ruto. I am a founder member of URP. And when William Ruto became the deputy president, the second highest powerful office was the leader of majority. And in the coalition agreement of TNA and URP, leader of majority of National Assembly was ours. The Speaker of the Senate was URP. So William Ruto magnanimously gave me the leader of majority. Yeah. Outside that, I worked for the two of you and our coalition and our government. William Ruto has a history with my family, with my children, with my brothers. And I told him as a Muslim, I'm sorry. Uhuru was looking at me, because, you know, he has poured out his, he said, I told him, I am ready to relinquish the office of the leader of majority. I better stay with William Ruto.
That's what you said?
Yes. So we left. He said, okay, let's go to the PG. We went to the PG.
Was he angry?
No, I think he was shocked. And you know, that's why in my book I say, you must be counted. When your friend needs you, you must stand tall. So, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I have to make a decision as a Muslim. So when we went to the PG, everybody else was replaced. And the president was mum on my position as the leader of majority. When I went back to my office, the 411 came and they said the Duale retained, the rest have been, the swamp has been cleared. Then in the evening, the so-called deep state and Kanini Kega and the other shenanigans, and many, even some from my region, they went to some room and they said, Mr. President, we have to remove Duale. And then he told them, okay, go find a way to remove him. Then the fake signature collection came. And let me go on record. You know, I had friends. One of the friends who called me and told me, you know, leader, I think these guys are collecting signatures. They're fake. They're working behind Uhuru. I mean, Uhuru is part of it. Why can't you resign? It was General Kameru of Nice.
The general called him?
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
What? So
he told me, man, you just call it a day. So I told him, I'm going to think about it. But when I consulted my friend William Ruto, he said, why do you have to resign? Let them remove you. Because, you know, we're using the politics of victim. And then the 22 minutes came. it was during the height of COVID. And, you know, I think 2 months later, I lost my mom.
Oh.
Okay? So at the height of the COVID, Uhuru was supposed to address that PG at KICC virtually. So when he saw, because you guys were streaming it live,
correct,
when he saw William Ruto there, Uhuru came running from State House. And then, you know, he came, it's in my book. He spoke for 22 minutes. The whole thing was 22 minutes. But I think 15 minutes, let me be fair to him, he gave tributes to my leadership. He said, this guy is good, blah, blah, blah. But the PG has decided. And within 22 minutes, I walked out of KICC as, again, back to the back bench. So I told you I was in the front bench as an assistant minister.
Yes.
Tinga sacked me, I went to the back bench.
Yeah.
Then I came back to the front bench as the leader of majority. Then 22 minutes, 8 years.
Back to the back.
Back. But then I became a ranking member. So imagine your 8 years work and investment comes down the drain in 22 minutes.
Were you shocked? Were you? How did you feel?
No. I was expecting it, and my family was prepared. Yeah. I'm a religious man. You know, I think I served the longest. The only person who has served the longest than me in parliamentary leadership during this time is Speaker Muturi, who did 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I think I did 8 years.
It was good enough.
Of course, I was the first leader of majority. I mean,
that's a big feat.
Yeah,
that's a big feat.
But they all went in 22 minutes.
22.
And then in that meeting,
yes,
William Ruto was asked 3 times by the president to speak in this book, and he refused.
Completely.
He refused, and in the evening I asked him why, and he said, "I cannot be part of a meeting that was meant to slaughter and has slaughtered one of my key friends and allies." And that night, I can't remember, he did the best of the tweets on my behalf. I remember that when I read that tweet, I went home and slept like a baby. It was the most nourishing, refreshing tweet a deputy president and a friend can do for you. In fact, he never did for William, for when Professor Kindiki and Murkomen were replaced. So I felt that I think he felt it, what I went through, we went through as a group.
There's another very interesting chapter, War on Terror, Fighting Terror.